Welcome back to DreamHack Open Summer. It's the second map of the second semi-final. OG could potentially be locking themselves in a grand final spot heading into this next map. Heroic are there waiting for whoever wins this series, but we head on to Dust2 as our next digital battleground, where we might conclude this series, but it's unlikely. Big coming into this one, I'm expecting a step up.
Yeah, they're so good on this map. They're one of the few teams in the world that can consistently win Dust2. 88% win rate on this map for Big. They've only lost it a couple of times in the last few months. They almost always play it close even when they lose. So this is definitely where Big expect to get this series back on track. We're into Dust2 and Tabson fighting down mid. That is risky.
Yeah, time for Big to show us what they're made of. They have lost that first player. Tabson gone early on into the pistol round. And MBK, he was showing up on Inferno. He can be quiet sometimes, but OG are confident, cutting through middle. It's MBK with another one. He's done so much work already as he falls away into the tunnels. All of his hard work done. He's still alive, so he could even do some overtime. We've got some 4 versus 3 on the table. And you got Sirius and Tizian over towards short, setting up the utility. MBK has so much information that none of them coming back to the tunnels. So this A bomb site can just sit dead. We have 2 players over towards this side of the map. Alexi B alongside Valve, seeing what they can do. Tizian and Keto, they'll cut right through them. Not a single kill on the defense.
Flash assists are plenty for Big as they move into the A bomb site there. Keto had already dropped down, which is something that OG didn't seem ready for. As soon as that flash flies in, Big put themselves in great shape to close out this pistol. 3 players alive, 2 of them committed to the site itself. And OG need to force these frags now, but Tizian gets the shot. 2 kills for him, and Issa has had enough. Even though there's a kit on the ramp, he just doesn't believe he can get all these kills, and I don't blame him. There's so many different angles to deal with. Even with that dink landing, the time is too far gone. It's Big who are going to get on the board early on Dust2, and something that Big is so good at on this map is being effective on both sides. They have a really good T and CT round win rate, so you can never count Big out of this map. They're always going to be competitive on both halves. They're always going to be fighting for every round, and they've already won the pistol.
Yeah, this is a big step up from them, especially because the round was looking so good. It looked like MBK had done enough to lock in the pistol win for OG straight from the get-go. The initial kill towards T-spawn onto Tabson, the aggression through middle into the lower tunnel. They just had everything going for them, but Big still somehow find a way to make it work. And it's Tizian out towards long, shutting down Valde, and they continue to walk forward. The corpse laying on the floor, the Molotov burning the car position out, but it isn't extending. MBK can just stay here. Will they still check the corner, though? I think they'll have to. Keto aware, walking forward. There we go. MBK finally dealt with. He did only have the USP. And Big just making sure they leave no stone unturned. They want to make sure that they pick this round up without dropping a single player. They want to get the economy going. They want to get the money on their side as early as possible because they know they don't have too many opportunities. They lost the first map. And coming into Dust2, it's do or die time. They lose this one, they're out of the tournament.
Yeah, you don't want to put yourself in a position where you are on the back foot, where you are pressured to have to start a comeback. You want to just show your authority right from the get-go, right from the start of the game, and that's what Big have done here. Again, if you dive into the stats of Big, one of the things that impressed me most about their Dust2 is that not only do they have this incredible win rate on it, but they're also normally not that great at winning pistol rounds on Dust2. They've only won 13 out of the 34 pistols they've played on this map in the last 3 months. That's not a great win rate in the pistol rounds, but it's when they hit the gun rounds that they're so consistent. They almost always get themselves back into it. And this time, they've even won the pistols. They've got themselves off to a good start. And now that we get into the gun rounds, we'll see if Big can impress me as I was expecting, or we'll see if OG even buy up into this round, because their money's okay, but they're going for another half buy here. MBK with the scout, pistols on the rest of the players, and Searson just nails the shot down mid.
What is that from Searson? MBK just torn to shreds. Man advantage in play for Big. Nice shot, Issa. We're just going to see scout plays across the board. Another one through the door, this time onto the big players and towers. In a minute and 30 seconds, the round has virtually just begun. Currently, Big setting up with their utility to go in towards the B-bomb site. They actually going to work out perfectly for them. Everybody's rotated off. The B-bomb site's empty. They don't even need to smoke anything. They think it's A long. Instead, Big's walking to the B-bomb site. It's going to realize that. He has a chance with his door swung on the other side. He will catch out Tizian. And he'll finally go down as Keto, praying from the window, gets two, going for a third. A huge play from Keto as he enters the window. And it's Valde, the last victim to the rifle. And now it's just Mantu. A 1 versus 3. He stands in CT spawn with a CZ. Can he do anything? Can he get an exit kill? Potentially walk away with a rifle here if Keto was to overextend, but that's ill-informed. Ill-advised. And now it's going to be a third round for Big. Everything kind of working out perfectly for them there in that round.
Other than that shot from Issa, everything else was fine.
Yes. Did get 2, of course, as well. Oh.
Upgrade at the end. Goes to the
Free
B.
Deagle.
He will be buying the AWP into this round, so it's nice to have that sidearm. Yeah, here are those scout shots. This is almost like a really bad knock-knock joke, Dinko, where it's like, knock-knock, who's there? And then you just get shot in the face. That's not fun.
That would be one of your jokes, but, you know, the shot wouldn't land.
True. Yeah. I would probably
fall flat. Well, 6-0 for Keto. Hasn't even got an assist. He is just hitting everything, killing everybody. 202 ADR. Pretty good start coming into Dust2. We're heading into round number 4 already with 6 kills to his name. 3-1 on Tizian.
Good start for them. We're seeing that aggressive rifling from Keto as well, which is what you can expect in that last round. He's so effective when he gets those kills. And sometimes his stats are going to be a little weaker because of it, but when he gets the kills, they're so impactful. Speaking of, Mantu get a headshot through the smoke. Not much Tizian can do about that.
Not much at all. Alexa B and Ista getting 2 kills between them here for OG. They've shut it down completely. There was a nice execute from Big, but it doesn't work out. Mantu with the first kill. But Keto, he's continuing. 8 kills for him. Finally, he goes down. That's 2 kills from Mantu through the smoke in the round. He hasn't seen anybody. And now it's just Antares. A 1 versus 3 now for him to try and recover, but the bomb is another end of the door. He has to swing. What a round from Mantu. That's exactly why you want him to get the AWP out as often as possible. He steps up with that first kill through the smoke. That prevents Big from walking forward with their full force. He doesn't see anything. He just knows the timing. He knows the head level, and it works out well for him. The second smoke kill through the door. Perfect stuff from Mantu. Really, really solid.
Yeah, he got given the chance to spot the traces on the second one. And he traces it through the smoke to get himself another kill. And still with the AWP on the Big side of things. That's the nice thing about getting that 3-0 start is you've got money. So even if your execute doesn't work out in that first round, Big can still buy, but they've already lost that first fight. Keto was clearly feeling it after those previous rounds. Goes for the 1v1 duel, but Searson's the man who wins one. Alexi B caught out in the open. Long range for the AWP. Always a fight that Searson's happy to take. He might get the chance for more of them here. Here's the spotting. Great shot from Searson. Here's another one. Searson with 3 kills, and he's just won his team the round.
One-man army Searson. Topples the B bomb site defense on his own. You can see MBK had no idea what was going on. It just happened so quickly that MBK couldn't react. And Searson just shuts him down. 3 kills. What a performance from Searson. And that's the kind of round Big needed to answer back with. They just lost 1 to OG. And he just dropped the ball for the first time here in Dust2. But with Searson stepping up like that, that's a statement moving forward that we're going to get a good Searson performance here on Dust2. And when you see Searson playing well, damn, it's exciting.
I think Valda should be safe here. Seems close around the corner. Oh,
come on, Alex, please stop doing that.
I keep cursing them.
Stop doing it. All right, just stop it. They're going to hit you forever.
I'm sorry, Valda. Please don't hate me.
It's almost like it's on cue as well. It's fantastic, but what a round from Searson again. Just the fact that he finds those 3 kills, it just cuts him out immediately. There's absolutely 0 chance for OG. Valde falling at the end there as well. Very unfortunate. That could have been an extra rifle in play going into this next round, but it is just Mantu with the AWP. And I use the word just very leniently, right? It's Man2 with an AWP. Now, you take that out with what you want. He can definitely show up and deliver around win here for OG. MBK getting aggressive up towards top middle. I think he was kind of surprised no one was around. He was kind of caught off by that. And then he loses his head very quickly after. So OG not off to the best of starts. They try the aggression here on MBK, but it crumbles.
Yeah, they even tried to flash around the corner there. Alexi B lined up that flash because they thought there'd be someone around the corner that MBK would be fighting. Unfortunately, the flash actually just kind of gives it away that there's a push into top mid. So everyone starts to look MBK's way. He's not able to get a kill. I think one of the nice things about this big squad, it is just how much everyone is fragging on this team. And that's so helpful when you've got a guy like Xantares, who probably only has to be like the third best player on your team. That's such a luxury to have. I think that's where Xantares works best as well. And Keto is the man who's stepping up right now, stepping up in a big way. He's got himself 9 kills on the board, but the pistols could be dangerous. Up close, Sisson has to learn the no-scope. Issa still alive. Second shot from him. Third shot from Issa. Going for more, but finally Tizian shuts him out. Manty's been given a chance here, though. Doesn't land a shot on the cross. And now does he want to go for this retake with the AWP?
It's a decision he's not going to like the answer at all. I just feel like he has to save this AWP. They're not going to be able to afford it other than him. Obviously, he'll have enough for it, but you want to keep as much money in the bank as possible and also have this AWP. So it's not worth going for this. It's unlikely he would win it, retaking the B-bomb start with an AWP. He's only got one smoke as well. It's not like he has the Molotov nor the flashbangs to allow for the isolated fights. So definitely has to be the save call. And that's only 5 for big. Tizian with a double. Keto getting the 1 kill as well alongside Sirison. Like you said, the fact that this team have so many individuals showing up that Tabsman and Xantares come in 0 kills and you're already 5-1 up. That's something that Big has never had, right? It always feels like Tabson has had to be the star player. Even when Smooya was in this team, Tabson was still the player you looked at to produce the most firepower, and he was the in-game leader at the same time. So it's always been an issue for Big, I feel like, is the lack of firepower, and that's completely changed with this roster.
Absolutely. Some of the new names have been revelations for this squad. Obviously, Searson on the AWP, and then Keto as the aggressive rifler, who I think at times can just win you rounds. It's been great. He's committed pretty hard to the entry role on this team, and it's been working out really well for him. Keto now with the AWP in his hands at the start of this round. He's got the spawn for A long, so it looks like Keto will be going for an early pick at the start of this one. There is a double AWP setup in play from OG as well, though. So that's something that Keto needs to be careful of as the early long fight is about to go down.
Well, Keto looking for that early fight, but the Molotov coming in, so he tosses the AWP back to Sirison. Definitely want to have the sniper in his hands. Current setup from OG, 2 players on the B-bomb site. One down in towards middle, that's Alexi B. Positioning from Man2 up towards short. He's got that one angle you hold on the catwalk for the pick, and then you drop back down in towards CT. And obviously with Valde being the long player, dedicated in towards that long area. So good setup from OG. We'll see how Big deal with it. The utility usage has been very methodical and effective. And well, here's the one and done from Mantu. He'll pick up the kill on Taquito, drop on back, and now back up Valdez. He thinks it's going to be the long push. Alexi B is here as well. It's going to be 1 kill. Mantu getting rid of Tabson. We'll see if Alexi B can help out. Tizian, he's under pressure. Alexi B peeks up. Tizian going down. Valdez has already fallen though. Now it's a 2 versus 4. 2-man advantage in play for OG. Make it 3.
Solid crossfire at A long this time round. Citizen's trying to go back to B, but you can see just how quick Issa is on the rotate. The flash lands in his face. Good luck, Citizen. You got 2 players against you already, and Citizen realizes the save is probably the best option at this point.
The
5
only
seconds
option
left. Yeah, I think he's fine. This time, he is fine, Dinko. Come on. I can't curse him.
You can't curse him at all. Suddenly he just disconnects or something. No, but when you take a look at OG across the board in terms of the CT setup there, I just want to talk about how they adapted. It was so well played across the board. You have Mantu initially up towards Catwalk, but you can see the immediate drop down. Alexi B had repositioned over towards Long to play with Valde. They have such a strong setup. One player in the pit, one outside of the Longhouse, and Mantu comes over to help out as well. That reaction is almost instantaneous after the initial kill from Mantu. Instead of holding the A bomb site, they all retreat to Long and hold off the attack from B. And you can see how well it worked out. And he's aware of the boost.
Very well prepared for that one. Double AWP setup working wonders for OG. I think at times that the issue I've had with OG's Dust2 has been that B site hold. Easter and MBK can be a bit hit and miss sometimes, but with Easter having a good game, I don't think that's going to be an issue for them. We've already seen that D ground he had. We've already seen that he's looking good on that B side of the map. And damage done to Xantares as well. 31 health left after those 2 nades land. Big have got themselves long control though. Flash goes up. Alexi B's playing car, but there's still loads of mollies, and there's one deployed. Alexi B has to put the smoke down, and now Big know exactly where he is.
Oh, Tizian. That's such a nice shot. Alexi B just picked up through the smoke. 4 versus 4, 45 seconds in play. Where are they going to go with this one? Big starting their charge up Long. They've committed so many players towards this side. They got to try and get towards the bomb site. Mantu not too far off landing that shot. Going to reposition, dropping down in towards CT. I think that's the right call. He would have been dead to right. Tizian's boost probably would have taken him away there. So now they do concede the site. They allow Big to get onto the bomb site, and that'll be the bomb plant at least coming through for the Big roster, but they've lost an important player. Keto falls to the hands of MBK, and that gives them an advantage to OG. But look at this, Xantares. Mantu was not ready for him on the Xbox. The patient play. They've lost that position, but now it's just Xantares. A 1 versus 3 in total. There's another one picked up for him, and there's 2 more to collect. It has to be the big play, and it's not going to work out. The bomb's not even planted for him, and it's OG with a 3rd on the board. Xantares tries his best, but the rest of the squad fall a little too quickly for him to have any more impact than those 2 kills. And it all started with that initial kill from Issa. Just completely aware of the tunnels boost. He was ready for it. And MBK, when called upon, some of those impact kills are huge.
Yeah, a couple of sharp shots from MBK. And as you pointed out earlier, Mantu's still being very active with the AWP in terms of changing up his position. So Big can never really pinpoint where he's playing from. They can never really get him out of the round. Dropping off from the site there made such a big difference because it just costs Big so much time when they go for that boost. They're trying to get across safely, and it allows OG to begin to line up that retake, and OG do so very effectively. So this double AWP setup has been a bit of a game changer here for OG. It's definitely got them a few rounds on the board now, to the point where Big even have to go for a low buy here. Outside of Xantares, who saved the AK, we've got P250s on the other players. They're buying up some nades. Tizian gets himself a deagle. And definitely a round that Big can remain competitive in. But with only the 1 AK so far, you would have to favor OG. System buys a dig at the last second to save some extra money to make sure he can get that AWP. So it is mainly just the AK of Xantares in terms of weaponry here for Big. You never know, those pistols could also help him out.
Lower tunnel play coming in from Tabston. He's about to be the front man alongside Tizian. And they go back up into the tunnels. Or actually, just swinging down in towards lower now. Flashbang coming in from Mantu. He's going to reposition. He's had enough. He's going to fall back in towards long. Hero AK for Xantares. Probably one of the most gifted raw aimers within Counter-Strike. A minute on that clock. Big gather with their forces in short. 4 congregated here at the moment. 1 in the tunnels towards B. And Searson's about to try and sell a little bit of a ruse in towards this B bomb site. Try and keep them there for the meantime. Utility in his hands. And now the execute. In towards short comes through. It's the flashbang up. Searson ready. His smoke being lined up. Tizian positions up towards short with the rest of the squad. They're waiting until everybody is in the correct position before they go for their attack, which will be this A-bomb site hit. They have to get rid of Mantu off this angle. The flash comes through, but you can see how aware Mantu was of it. Santeras, he's going to blind his own teammate. That allows Mantu to take the free kill. He'll go back for a second. Tabson hitting the deck. And now Santeras and Searson, they're the last two remaining players. And OG are finding every important kill. It's just Santeras left alone, having to sprint for the bomb plant. They're going to try and jump and take him down, but it's not going to work out. Santeras is aware that there's two players down below him, but he's not ready for Issa coming so quickly in from Catwalk. It's another round added to the tally of OG. And to be honest, Alex, OG are competing very well here on Dust2. It's all starting to fall out of the hands of Big.
Yeah, Big there just not having enough flashes, I think, at the end to get them towards this site. They used a lot of their nades trying to sell a fake over to B. And you see that Mantu was never really blinded. That first flash didn't blind him, and then he's just got that clear line of sight with the AWP, which is so difficult to overcome, especially when his teammates fighting from the site to slow Big down to begin with. That gives Mantu so many chances on the cross there, and he definitely helped his team out there, landing some shots. And OG have come back into this. You can already see Big taking their second tactical timeout quite early on here in Dust2. Bit of a surprise here on their own map pick, but clearly they want to talk things through before this gun round. And again, they're back to the AWP for Searson. They're back to the full rifles. Let's hope for Big's sake that they're back to their best, because this is starting to heat up.
It really is starting to heat up. OG, if you're just tuning in, currently a map up in this series, the second semi-final of the day. Currently in that grand final spot, already locked in, is Heroic, awaiting their opponent at the end of this series. Will it be OG? Will it be Big? OG already one step in the right direction. Big, still two to make. Has to be the reverse sweep in the series. They want to be able to grab a spot in the grand final. Fast play from Big. That's so fast, isn't it? Alexi B taking the first kill, but the smoke's up. He's going to go right through it, Alex.
Oh, Alexi was not ready for all those angles, but the bomb goes tumbling towards the B site. And MBK is taking initiative. His teammates here to help, and you see Tizian turns around at just the wrong time. MBK still with the bomb and still with the AK, dishing out the damage all around the B bomb site. And even the fast plays for Big aren't working now. Searson's left in a 1v3. Sure, he's got a bit of time to work with, but he's got to try and take some 1v1 fights, and that's easier said than done.
He's going to go through the door, Valde around the corner, Valde taking him away. And it really does feel like OG have figured out Big. The CT side, it's taken a little while. They have adapted. Lots of adaptations coming in from the CT side, but with the big brains they have in this roster, Alex, it seems like they've figured out Big.
And I'm loving this B-site hold right now from OG. I said earlier, sometimes I think it can be their weakness. Not today. MBK and Issa have both been dominant on that side of the map. The Big go back to these A-long fights. Alexi B has been blinded early. Smoke is down, but they're flashed again. They're flashed again, and Keto hunts them down. Almost the double kill. No one there to back him up, though, so Valda will be safe for the time being, but he's only on 7 health. He needs some assistance because he is trapped behind the car right now. This is not comfortable.
Not at all. 7 HP. One stray bullet through that car would be enough to take Valde down. But look at MBK. Oh my god, he's in T-spawn. He's got one. That's all he finds. Santera is quick on the deagle. Taking his head off. And you'll have an AK to play with now. Crouching by in middle, hoping they don't get caught by Issa. He's aware they could have crossed the road to B, so he is going to rotate over and be this pillar of support on the B bomb side. Valde has got out of dodge. He's still alive, and he's going to position himself over here behind the car. Now, this could work. OG have a good setup right now.
Big moving into lower tunnels. They've left a man over at A-long. If Big split this A site, there's only one CT there. It is the AWP of Mantu, which might be difficult to take out at range, but the smoke might give the game away here. Xantares is about to plop this down, and that could take some of the OG players away from this B site. 30 seconds left on the clock, and Xantares still biding his time here. Not many nades left for Big, and ooh, okay, the smoke tumbles down a bit. I think they're fine because there's no one nearby, and still no response from OG.
I think Xantares forgot the smoke. He spent a long time trying to remember the lineup, but didn't quite work out. That's the player break for you. Get little small entities in your game, but it's 7 seconds. That's wasted so much time. It's Big trying to move forward. It's Mansu with a headshot. They run onto the bomb site, and Zantara is taking down Mansu, but there's not enough time to win the round, not enough time to get the bomb planted, and that's just horrible for Big. They seem to lose control of the round and track of the time. And then OG, I mean, they don't even have to do anything there. They just kind of sit back and they don't push, they don't make any mistakes, and that's enough. And I have to feel for Big. Everyone's showing up, and the one player that isn't is Tabson. And we often look at this guy as one of the star players of this roster. In-game leading, of course, so don't take that away from him, but certainly a quieter performance, but a quicker play from Big out towards Long results in an early kill from Alexi B, and Tabson's woes continue.
Just a barrage of flashbangs at A-Long there from both teams as they try and contest that position. Big are the ones who've got control into a 4v4, but Valda wins that fight on short. 4 more CTs fighting for the site. Valda's not ready for them, though. He goes down, and now Alexi B is the only man nearby. He hears the man burning, Tizian down to 60 health, but Alexi B also taking some damage in reply. And I don't think he can deny this bomb plant. Keto's going to get that safely. The nade nearly lands, but the bomb is planted. Keto's going to get out alive. And now OG don't have the easiest retake, even though they're doing damage here. The crossfire is just so hard to overcome.
That's the reply Big needed. After a round where they kind of toss and turn and try and figure out what they need to do in the round, and then eventually run out of time, they just needed something quick and something clean and simple to work out for them. And finally, they get another on the board. They do lose Keto on the cross, but they have got money on him to purchase up again. But I can't help but feeling this Big, it's a little uninspiring. The rounds that were working for them earlier on, again, just stopped working a long time ago. And the fact that they've only just won a round based off a very simple, faster play that, in my opinion, isn't very sustainable, it's kind of scary for Big.
I think the one thing Big have kind of got going for them is that they're very good on both sides of this map. So the fact they've already got 6 rounds on the board means they're probably still going to be in a competitive position. And they could still get 1 or 2 more here towards the end of the half. So I don't think it's the end of the world for Big, but it's not the same dominant Big you want to see on this map. Long control gathered again. This is what worked for them in the last round. And Issa blinded, forced off the angle. Tizian takes him out. And Big are just going for the fast play. Tizian leading the charge on towards A.
Oh, well, Mansu burning, but he gets away at 22 HP. Valde, he has been relatively quiet. He's had a lot of opportunity as well to step up, but has been quiet in comparison to his Inferno performance. Could definitely be something OG could use as a big performance from Valde. Now they start to walk forward. Alexi B down in towards CT spawn. Good headshot from Santaris. I love that. He's the bomb carrier, and he decides he wants to take a fight down in towards CT. Sheer confidence. Working out as well. He gets the kill. And that should be Big, confirming themselves the 7th round. That's much better from Big. Just a nice execute out towards Long. And don't really get flustered. They know what they're doing. Everybody plays their role perfectly. And it results in a clean round win with OG forced away after 2 deaths.
OG could really do with saving all these guns because the money is not too great for them. Looks like Big are all going to go back to Long, so OG will be fine. 7-6 lead for Big, though. Out of the closest to the bomb, takes a bit of damage from it, but he saves over the M4. Again, though, even with these saved guns, these players can't drop good guns for their teammates. OG could still think about saving for the last round of the half here. Even though they've saved those 3 guns, they're not in a great position. I think the switch up for Big that really seems to be working out for them is just that long play. That they've been able to take that long control now in the past couple of rounds. It seems like OG aren't able to stop that from happening based on what we've seen so far. And I think if Big get that early long control, it just opens up a lot more of the map for them. We've seen them now show that they can push up A long and win rounds. Now that's something OG might have to respond to, and they might start some faster rotations, and that's where you can go back to B and start to try and sell fakes across the map. So looking much better for Big here. 7-6 lead for them, and OG decide to go all in on this round. 2 MP9s alongside those 3 save guns. 4-man long stack for OG.
Whoa, well, the Molotov going in towards the Longhouse. Tizian and Quito burning away. Let's get down to 69. Tizian, minus 20. But OG asserting dominance with the utility, at least Valde attempting to do so. He is one of the 2 players carrying a kit here for OG. Good utility usage from Big, clearing out the corners, being methodical in their approach. And it's right back to that methodical default from Big. Flashes out. Valde again has been quiet, but he's tested now. He'll get the first. That's all he'll get though. Quito is so quick to find the reply. MBK spraying through the door, catches out Searson, and now a man advantage in play for OG, but Alexi B's got to give it away. He dives, he was not ready for the gap in the smoke, and Zantara's getting rid of him. It's on Ista though, they haven't checked him. They haven't checked Ista's position. He's managed 1. Quito going down, but Tabson, luckily, able to double his kills, up to 2 now, into the 2 versus 2. With 40 seconds left in this clock, that's an important kill to collect for Tabson.
Oh, MBK's pushing towards long, though, pushing towards car. I don't know if they're going to clear this. MBK's got the timing right. There's the kill he was looking for. Bomb goes tumbling down to the ground, and Zantares doesn't have much time to work with. 22 seconds, he's not ready for Mantu's position, and that one slight switch up from MBK makes all the difference. They're not ready for that angle. He gets the kill. OG close out another round, and it is even Stevens heading into the last round of the half.
OG, I mean, this is an impressive performance on Dust2. Big, obviously, we know they're a comfortable team on the map, but OG have been able to adapt and exceed my expectations coming into this first half. OG looking good. Blair said it on the desk. They have a deceptively deep map pool, and I think they're displaying that as the series goes on. And Searson, he has had enough. He's pulled matters into his hands 1 time before, and he's going to do it again. 2 kills being picked up, desperately trying to get out of the flames. No one from his team can help him out there. But he's done so much already. He's taking matters into his own hands, getting aggressive. Valde doing the same in towards the Longhouse. He'll pull 1 kill onto Tizian, but it's the man advantage still intact from Big.
Nade does a bit of damage to it. You should be hearing these steps. He's trying to move in for the flank. Oh, we might get this. Zantares has his back turned. No, Zantares flicks around. Issa needed that kill to give his team a real chance, because now MBK's got a 1v3 at the end of the half, and he's got to land some banging shots.
Yeah, MBK has to pull off an incredible 1 versus 3. He's got the first and not the second. Tabson, a good round from him. It's 8-7. OG will be taking a pretty good performance into this first half, but it's Big that lead the way. It's time for a short break. We'll bounce back in the second to see if Big can close it and send us to a third.
Close the window, lock the door so we don't have nowhere to go. Feel the rhythm through your body. Let your soul out, I won't tell nobody. Yes, you feel the heat, such chemistry with your energy. It's killing me. Is it real to you? 'Cause it's real to me. Oh, so please don't stop. Like California love, let's go lay out in the sun, then go party in the dark like the day will never come. Look, I know you got a girlfriend, but she ain't here tonight, so let's drink some water, Lisa, and you. It's not often a stranger gets me this high. I'm in limbo, trapped inside you, and I'm not coming out. Can you feel the heat? Such chemistry with your energy. It's filling me up. Is it really you? 'Cause it's real to me. So please don't stop. Like California love, let's go lay out in the sun, then go party in the dark like the day will never come. Look, I know you got a girlfriend, but she ain't getting nice, so let's drink some water. Overdrive.
The first half was as close as it could be. Big with an 8-7 lead. This is the exact scoreline, though, that these two teams had the last time they played each other. And Big went on to get a clean sweep on the CT side, winning all 8 rounds and getting it 16-7. So you can see that Big are definitely capable on this CT half. And to do so, they're hoping that they can win the pistol. OG all stacked into the tunnels, though. They're about to test the waters on this B site.
And Keto is the defensive player from the back of the platform. Santara's repositioning for the execute that's about to come on in. The first is Santara's. The first victim falls to the gun, and Keto as well, stepping up. Mantu finally gets something for OG. Alexi B doing his best to replicate, but as Santara's still alive, still kicking, and still getting kills. It's a 2 versus 2 with over a minute left. And a lot of damage being inflicted upon the OG players. They've still got to deal with the remaining players left on Big Toe, and Mantu, he will go down to Searson. Just Alexi B left. The Finn in the 1v2, about to peek to the window, trying to take these fights and pull it into a 1 versus 1, but it's not going to be easy for him. 12 HP. Flash going over the top of the bomb site. They run in together. That's difficult for Alexi B to deal with. He tries his best. He had some decent repositioning, but in the end, it will be a round for Big. One that they should be feeling pretty happy about getting off to the start in the second half.
Good work from Big to win that out there from that 2v2. I feel like OG might have been better off focusing the bomb plant there, though. Alexi B started to go towards the window, looking for those fights. But getting that bomb plant can be so good for going for that second round force buy. And now OG have to take a save here. Searson already landing scout shots. The nade is going to help out as well. And they are having a field day down mid right now. This is not going according to plan for OG. Searson mopping them up. He even gets the headshot at the end there. And Big not wasting any time here on this CT half.
10-7 for Big. I mean, they're taking the first steps in the direction you were talking about, Alex, where they go on to have the clean sweep on the CT side. OG are certainly playing very solid Counter-Strike today, though, so that would be impressive if Big can pull that off. It would certainly be a statement going into map 3. Hampton, aggressive, had a quiet first half, but started to light up towards the end. If we can get going on the second half, that's going to be exciting for Big. And Tizian getting 1 on the MP9 as well. Is the one-man advantage in play for Big? They have just lost Tizian. Alexi B trying to take away Searson, who should be dead to rights in that position with a scout. Multiple players running down his position. He is gone. 3 versus 3 again. This time, the problem is Tabson's on 19 HP for Big. He has got an AK-47, but he's so incredibly low. He'll try and set up his teammates elsewhere. Peter just diving through the smoke, and Zantares gets the last 2 frags. I love that from Big. That's a very proactive approach to that 3 versus 3. Instead of setting up for just, say, a retake or playing passive and allowing them to come to them, they bring the fight to OG. They know they had the issue of the health, so instead of sitting back and potentially going on to lose the round, they decided to take the fight to the OG players on long. I like it. It works out.
Yeah, and if it's only one player peeking with a flashbang, it can be a bit difficult to get that multiple spray down. But because Zantares can also peek over the top, it makes it so much easier for them to just pick apart those players. Xantares at range ends up getting a couple of pretty easy fights off the back of the flashbang, and thanks to Keto drawing the attention of the T-side players. So big up to an 11-7 lead. OG with a couple of scouts and Deegs in this round. Basically searching for headshots. Xantares and Keto both playing on the B site. Xantares already low, so just a chest shot is enough to get the kill. And now Keto only has the AWP. He has to land basically every single shot. And now that he's missed, he's in trouble. Alexi B runs him down, and it's into a 3v3.
3 versus 3, but 2 scouts in play for OG and an AWP. It's not the best case scenario right now for OG. They haven't even got the bomb plant, and Alexi B is just taking 97 damage. He's down to 3 HP. Oh no. OG, they do get the bomb planted, but holding on here is going to be difficult. Ista has got an AK, so that might just change things. They're aware of the tunnel flank possibility, but Alexi B, he should be the first victim of this. Oh, he tries with the shot. It's not going to work out. Taps him somehow quicker on the trigger. Matsu landing the shot down into the tunnels, but it's not enough damage to inflict death. And it's Ista. And 1 versus 3 in total. He's found the first, but wildly sprays to the second. Cannot connect enough to drop him. And it's big with a 12th round and a retake going their way. That was so damn close for OG. They could have pulled that off. But it's big, who are now 4 rounds away from sending us to the 3rd and the final map, which will be Mirage.
Yeah, nice try from OG there. I think Issa had a really good chance in that second fight against Searson. Searson only had the USP out. Could have got that spray, but just ended up fluffing it slightly. And the USP of Searson gets the job done. Interestingly, Big had to save the scout of Searson there, so they're going to keep that into this round, which is a bit unfortunate for them. They would have liked to have upgraded that. Either way, still a pretty good buy for both teams into this one, and a round that OG really need to win at this point. Their T-side falling flat so far. Not able to get a single round in the early stages of this one. Maybe now that they've got the rifles, that can change, though. Mid control has been taken by OG. Moving up into short as well. Just a standard start to the round for them. Big won't be too bothered by that yet. Lots of nades left for OG as well, though. So as they take this short control, they've got the option for this A-side execute, which you see so often. Or they could just go for the contact play. MBK thinking about it. After taking some damage, he's decided against it.
Searson is going to throw his Molotov up in towards short. Xantares about to come around the side. They just run past him. They just run right past. It's MBK and Mantu going to follow up Xantares. That is beautiful. 3 kills quickly coming his way. And Alexi B suddenly alone in the world. A wild Finn with 7 seconds left, trying to desperately hold on to this AK-47.
Ooh, important headshot there to at least save the AK. The rest of his team can now buy around him, but we're starting to see some of the struggles here for OG on this T side of Dust2. It's not a map they play all that often, and if you look at their stats for it, their CT win rate is actually way higher than their T side, which is not too common for most teams on Dust2, but it's, I think, partly down to just a bit of indecision there more than anything from OG. That they never really put too much pressure anywhere on the map. They do take the short control, but they never really put Big in an uncomfortable position. Big always felt like they were on top there. Xantares ends up getting those kills, and Keto taking some early damage at the start of this round. Remember, it's still a buy for OG in this next one. And with that early damage done onto Keto, this B site could fall pretty quickly.
Well, they charge now in towards this B bomb site. Keto is just in the open. He was just standing there in the open, a sitting duck. And well, OG have won the round.
The early spam through the smoke helping a lot there. Keto was so low on health, just 1 shot needed to take him out. And then the second player wasn't fully committed to the B site, couldn't even get a kill. That was Xantares, who was somewhat close by. OG finally finding some success. Again, I think that largely comes down to just how much damage was done through the smoke, though, and I don't think that's a consistent recipe for success there for OG.
Oh.
MBK's got this. Just about gets the spray.
It actually hurts him more than it hurts the big players here at this point. Luckily, with the bomb, they will obviously have a lot of money across the board. Not so much on MBK in particular, but at least they do have the likes of Valde. He can drop if he decides to, Alexi B as well, with full utility, still 4k in the bank. Or MBK can be forced to just pick himself up an AK and go with the lack of utility, but he will manage to find an AK from somewhere. And he'll see some money over and get the full utility. Now OG at the ready, they're going to go for this quick long play. Utility coming through, flashbangs over the top, and Valde, he's the entry in this one. Drops up on the edge, and no one from Big giving any of the fight stuff. I like that from Big. Instead of taking the straight up fight, just fall away. They know they wanted to go for that quick long play. You can have it. We're not giving you any of the kills. Instead, we're going to go take counter map control, and that's down towards short.
Thompson's pushed all the way through. Xantares even going through the mid doors. This is not just counter map control. This is a potential flank for Xantares, who's now moving up mid. He might want to watch his back at some point, because MBK is coming through the lower tunnels, but in comes Searson. First shot lands with the AWP. OG are being allowed to move towards the site because Big feel like they're still in control of this situation. They're doing damage on the cross as well. Molly to the site will slow things even further. And remember, Xantares is on the flank and he's about to line them up. 2 kills from behind, and OG are in trouble.
I love the attempt from Tizian, but the flank from Xantares has been brilliant. He delivers a 3rd kill, and it's just MBK. He's on his own. He'll try versus the 4, but it's not going to work out. It's Big with 14. OG tried to go for the quicker play out long, and I think Big had the perfect response. Avoid it at all cost. Go towards short. Xantares, he knows there's heavy presence long, so his immediate response is to go through those mid doors, see what's going on. And as he moved forward, there was no resistance, there was no evidence of any of the OG players being nearby. So he just took every piece of ground he could, ended up getting behind them. And because it was so quick, they weren't ready for it. But Mantu, this time, successful in that opening kill towards long. He's going back for more, but he's actually taking damage on board. So that should be enough of a slap on the wrist to force him away and get out of there.
Bit more aggression coming in from Big, though. Keto pushing into the tunnels.
Oh,
Nista should be in a pretty good spot here. Yeah, you'd think he'd land this shot most of the time. Keto taking some damage. Luckily, it was a dig through the wall, so he's not going to lose his life. But over on the A side of the map, Valda's got one, as has MBK. And OG have got this round in the bag.
Yeah, and look at the money for a Big. This was a good round for them to inflict a lot of damage. They don't get a single kill on the OG just yet. So OG's money, it's really rough right now. $0 in the bank for Issa, 900 from Mantu, MBK after getting a kill with $400, 1.1k for Valde, 350 for Alexi B. You know, if Big do some damage here, if they kill a few of the players over for OG, they force a couple of rebuys. OG's money is looking rough still going into the next one. But because Big don't even get a single kill in this round, this is allowing OG to recover.
Yeah, Big have to focus on their own money. They have to focus on the save. But even then, there are still question marks. OG finally finding some success on this T side. The A long play is working. That round where they went B worked out for them. I think it's just coming down to partly just a more decisive call being made by OG. And these calls are largely more simple and more basic, but because everyone on OG knows what they need to do and they're not overlooking any of the positions, it's working out much better for them. And you see again in this round, OG just keeping it pretty basic, all grouping up towards the B tunnels. They're not trying to work across the map. Searson, he's trying to make a play though. Oh, quick scope in to get that kill. He could go for more, but they're ready. They're ready for him. Searson decides it's time to back the hell away. He's got to be careful though. The man at top mid also taken down. Searson gets away with it.
That's huge from Searson. What just happened? Aggression in towards the lower tunnel. The quick scope onto the player at the top of the stairs. Makes it a little bit of a risky play to peek into Mantu, but that fallback kill, that's brilliant. That keeps the man advantage in play for Big. And now they're looking poised to take map point. Damage done onto the players in the tunnels. Santara spraying away, gets a second, nearly the third onto Mansu. He's lucky to be alive for the Santaras, who eats them up. It's 15-9 for Big, and they're one away from victory, one away from sending us to the third map in this semi-final.
I want whatever Xantaras is smoking. Apparently it's made in one with the smoke there. Lovely work, all those kills. Big just one away from victory. Double up setup continuing on the CT side, but Mantu almost gets the chance to land a shot there, just fires wide. Searson now in a new position where he can get aggressive. Would have been nice if they had the boost, because OG have so many players in lower tunnels here, but Searson can't spot that out, so he'll have to play a little bit safer. Absence Nade could be on point. Does a little bit of damage to Alexi B. OG grouping up towards mid, where they should be able to get some control, although they have to make sure they flash this angle.
They have to get rid of Searson. Down to whether or not, though, he can dodge the flash, and he can. So he comes off the angle, still alive. Molotov's up. Oh, God, this is awful for Searson. He will be shut down by MBK, and they'll continue to move forward swiftly here, OG. What's the decision from Big? The call is to give up the site. Now, considering their options, take a look at the economy. They're not even going to go for it. They're going to fall away. They're going to save into the next round. OG have been given 10. Big, they will be able to compete going into this next round with their economy. But it will be a 10th round for OG, making the scoreline look a little bit scary now for Big. I mean, it has to be flawless from OG just to get overtime. So, of course, Big still very much favored to take us to the third map, Mirage. But right now, OG will be happy enough taking any rounds that they can.
No more double up set up for Big in this round then. Searson will be the single man AWPing for the squad. Keto should be getting a drop hit. Will still be basically a full buy on the Big side of things. OG have got a long spawn this time out. MBK's the furthest man forwards. OG are looking to make the most of that spawn. It flashes over to long, and Big have no one here to deny this. Tizian just now arriving, and he's realized there's no way he's holding this. MBK takes the fight, but Xantares arrives in time. Rotate back towards the A site as well in case Xantares needed assistance. And the rest of the OG players all stacked on long. A 3v4 for them to try and turn around. Valda's already sneaking on up.
Searson, he has got a real solid angle to deal with this. I feel like he should be getting one kill unless there's a perfect flashbang to come around this corner. The smoke might help as well. So Searson throws his own smoke one way to peek around the corner with, and he might just try and take this fight at long, but Mansu, he knows what's up. As soon as he sees that smoke come in, he's an AWPer, he knows exactly what's going on, and he's completely prepared for Searson.
Well, Nate from Xantares will do damage potentially, but not even that. And the players were so healthy, they wouldn't have been taken down by it. Still no bomb plant, but the kills could come through into a 2v2. Xantares gets the spray, and Issa has to keep his team in it. A clutch is required, and it might not happen. Double peak comes in, big closeout Dust2, and even though it looked a little close in that first half, in the second half, they come through with a really impressive score.
Yeah, it comes back to the point where you're talking about weaknesses for OG on the T side of Dust2. It just keeps coming through. Big showing up. They only drop a few rounds going into that second half, but for the most part, Big looked convincing. And still heading into Mirage, if Big can have that kind of performance, well, it's looking like they might be the team to take that grand final spot. But OG, hopefully we can see more of the same from the first map. Within the first half, they still look good. So hopefully on Mirage, we can see a good matchup between these two teams with them hitting peak form. It's time for a short break. We'll be back with the panel, and then we'll get right into the final map of the day.